To avert looming protest is to assuage anger by releasing detained protesters, Arewa youth warns. In a recent statement by the Arewa Youth Assembly, has called for the immediate release of individuals detained during the nationwide #End Bad Governance protest, which took place from August 1st to 10, 2024, as reported by Vanguard. The group's demand highlights concerns about the indefinite detention of the protesters and the potential for escalating unrest. Okay, guys, if you are just joining us here today, please subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Also, hit the notification bell. Anytime we release a news, you'll be the first to know. Okay, now let's get back into the news with full details. Mohammed Salihu Danlami, the coordinator of the Arewa Assembly, stated that the continued detention of these protesters is causing growing anger and frustration among the youths. He noted that the protests were a response to dissatisfaction with the government policies, and those involved were exercising their right to peaceful protest as protected by the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria. Delamy argued that the failure to charge the detainees within the legally mandated 48-hour period suggests that the government lacks sufficient evidence against them. He called the situation a violation of the fundamental human rights and warned that it could lead to a larger and more intense protest if not addressed. The Arewa Youth Assembly has criticized the government's approach, stating that holding protesters indefinitely without trial is unlawful. Dalami urged the government to consider the consequences of its action and to release the detained protesters as a way to calm the rising tension. We are advocating release of all the protesters languishing in the various prisons. They were simply disenchanted with the government policies and took to the street to protest peacefully, as enriched in the 1999 Constitution. What government should do is to avert a looming protest is to assuage anger by releasing these youths. The federal government has said it has programs for youth. Which programs? For which youth? Asking the question. The problem we have in northern Nigeria is that most of our elites are sycophants. They are afraid to speak truth to power because they feel if they do, President TINUBU will be angry and they will have no money, or perhaps they won't get the contract or appointment they are expecting from his administration, he said. This news is particularly talking about the protesters who were arrested during the End Bad Governance protest. And the statement made by the Arewa youth, they are actually asking for the release of the unlawfully detained protesters. They are telling the government that there is anger in the hearts of the youth because of some of the protesters' arrests. Mohammed Salihu Danlami, who is the coordinator for the Arewa Youth Assembly, he is particularly telling the Nigerian government and speaking against the arrest and this matter can bring about another massive protest. He's saying that the protesters were actually just exercising their own rights as like peaceful protesters. They just came out to protest peacefully, and that the Nigerian government has no rights to arrest them because it is part of their right in the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria. So he's saying that this entire matter looks bad for the government and that they should exercise this like matter with care and that they should pick the right decision. Like instead of them to take the hard way out and they actually wait for protests to start because of this another situation, he should just release these protesters, let all this blow over, I guess. But he's stating that if the Nigerian government has refused to like heed their warnings, then there is going to be another massive protest concerning this matter. And that no protesters or nobody, that protesting is particularly in the right, is our right, and that nobody has that right to take it away from us. He also called out some of the northern elites like in Nigeria. He said that most of them know what is right and know the right thing to do, but because of they're afraid that maybe the president will be angry and that the things they're expecting, such as power or one contract or whatever, will be taken away from them if they speak against the bad governors, to speak against the president. So according to them now, they will now have to like go according, like, follow the leader. Don't say anything bad because he's their leader, and because of the benefit they will get from following. Even if he's doing wrong, they should follow him like that. I think that is one of the things he stated here. Well, based on my perspective, I don't really see any reason why they would arrest peaceful protesters and they are holding them without trial, as in they are just holding them there. They are not releasing them, neither are they giving them anything to like defend themselves or anything like that. So, like holding them indefinitely. So, I just feel like since protesting is part of our fundamental human rights, I don't really feel, or norms, you can't really arrest somebody for doing something that is right. The Nigerian government is poor. It's bad. The economy is just bad. I can't really expect someone to just sit down and fold their hands. And it's not as if they can just march into the president's house and start dragging a shirt and said, "We change, fix the problem of Nigeria." So they can only do the best thing they know, which is protest. Because protest is the only way for us to exercise our rights when we are telling the government to do something, that is change something or listen to the people, which is what they did. Because I'm sure now if someone actually does to actually march to the president's office, it will not, he will not even pass, he won't even pass the street safe. So they should just leave Nigerians to do the protest. I don't see the harm in a simple peaceful protest. They should practically just stop, because this thing they are doing is actually making the situation way worse and making the matter way more deeper than it's supposed to. And I've already warned that there's going to be a second protest concerning this matter if they don't stop. So I expect the Nigerian government actually heed their warnings and do release these protesters, because I don't really see the crime they've committed. Okay, guys, I'm dropping it here for now. Thank you very much for joining us here today. Please subscribe to our channel, share your comment below the comment section, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you very much, and bye for now.